Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Public Works for today, Friday, September 1st, 2017.
Commissioner Rivas, Repenning, James, and Jacinto are present. President James, we have a quorum. May we start with Bureau introductions, please, starting with Bureau of Engineering.
Good morning, Patricia Chang, Bureau of Engineering.
Good morning, Kimberly Fitzpatrick, Bureau of Contract Administration.
Good morning, Chris Enriquez, Bureau of Street Lighting.
Good morning, Hugh Lee, Bureau of Street Services. Good morning, Mark Starr, Bureau of Sanitation.
Good morning, Ted Jordan, Public Works General Counsel.
Fernando Campos, Executive Officer. President James, we received a speaker card under General Public Comment. We have no commentary under the Neighborhood Council Comment section, and we also received a speaker card on item number 1 and 3.
Okay, then let's go ahead and take general public comment. Dr. Williams?
Good morning. Lovely air conditioning. Thank you. Hey, it's free. I have no air conditioning for over 30 years.
Wow.
5 kilowatt hours per day per 1,000 square foot.
What's going on with that? What's going on with that University of Texas hat, Dr. Williams? What's going on with that University of Texas hat? It's almost
Texas, I have 5 sets of family members in the Houston area.
Okay. Understood. Well, then I'm with you.
Yeah. So, curb cuts at Setchell and Workman on Mission Road. They're still there. They need to be done. Next to the medical center, and there's no wheelchair access onto the, is it because it's county, or is it because it's USC? I don't know. But there are no curb cuts there at traffic lights with very nicely painted crosswalks and everything, but nobody can use a wheelchair there. Particular interest, Center for Independent Living, 1972, where we had the Director of Public Works, City of Berkeley, get in a wheelchair and try to go across a 1-inch lip on a curb, I think it was the first curb cut. But anyway, mulch, my second passion. 2.5 bins full as of this morning on Mission Road. Great. It's a win-win-win. It cannot be any better. However, I need a contact for roughly maybe 200 cubic yards of mulch needed in about 2 weeks from today, because we want to improve the appearance of our Veterans Memorial and assure that the stormwater runoff will not flood the newly made sports
2
fields
minutes.
at the Recreation Center. So need a contact for 200 cubic yards, 2 different places in 90032. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Campos, will you get that for Dr. Williams? Okay. No other cards for general public comment. We'll close general public comment. Agenda item number 1, Memorandum of Understanding, Bureau of Engineering and the United States Army Corps of Engineers. Actually, before we do that, there's been a request. I know that agenda item number 2 was continued from Monday until today. That's Contract Award North Outfall Sewer Rehabilitation Unit 1, Van Ness Avenue to Western Avenue. There's been a request by one of the parties to continue it to Monday, September 11th, which is a date that all the parties can be here. So without objection, we will grant that request for a continuance of agenda item number 2. So going back to agenda item number 1, Memorandum of Understanding, Bureau of Engineering and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, recommending that the board approve the qualification of the Army Corps of Engineers to perform the expedited review and approval of Section 408 permit services necessary to complete current and future Bureau of Engineering projects through the establishment of the Memorandum of Understanding to use Section 214 authority of the of the Army Corps of Engineers, and secondly, delegate signature authority to the city engineer to execute the MOU between the Department of Public Works, the Bureau of Engineering, and the Army Corps of Engineers. Mr. Mollis.
Thank you. Good morning. Many BOE projects, such as bridges and bikeways, are adjacent to the LA River, or go over the LA River, or are through the LA River. And this requires review from environmental agencies, one of which is the Army Corps of Engineers, and one permit, which is critical from the Army Corps of Engineers, is the Section 408 permit. The Section 408 permit is needed anytime a structure, anytime their LA River is modified in any way, shape, or form, whether it's a bent in the river or they modify the channel wall. Now, the Army Corps of Engineers receives many 408 permits from different agencies, and there's a big backlog of them. So that can create, sometimes it could be, review and approval can be lengthy, sometimes upwards of a year. So the Army Corps of Engineers established something called the Section 214 Authority, which allows Army Corps to accept and expend funds contributed by a public agency such as ours for review, expedited review and approval of permits. In this case, we're applying for the Section 408 permit. So we would like to, create a memorandum of understanding between the City of Los Angeles, Bureau of Engineering, and the Army Corps of Engineers to, give them funds for them to review and expedite our Section 408 permits. And this is very important for us because sometimes funding deadlines and committed construction deadlines can cause conflict. We want to make sure we stay to those funding deadlines and construction timelines. And funding for these individual permits will come from each individual project in our memorandum of understanding.
Okay, Dr. Williams, you have a card on number 1 before we go to questions.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that was my fault, not yours. Go ahead, Dr. Williams.
There is quite a bit of, Dr. Tom Williams, Sierra Club Water Committee. There's considerable interest as to the LA River and what's going to happen to it. There's also Bayona Creek that's going on. And we're quite concerned regarding the relationship of LA City with the county and with the Corps of Engineers. So we'd like to make sure that these agreements and what they will relate to is identified someplace within publicly accessible documents. That is, you have a BAVN computerized system for all contract documents. Will the memorandum of agreement, understanding, and the conditions set by the Corps of Engineers be available on the BAVN, and will BAVN be available to public review? That's basically it.
Thank you, Dr. Williams. Mr. Malice? Anything else for your presentation? Are you ready for questions?
I'm ready for questions.
Okay, Commissioner Jacinto.
Thank you, President Jay. Welcome back. Noor, do you have any response for the public, for the speaker, Dr. Williams, on that issue?
I believe that if the memorandum of understanding will be public, it'll be a public document.
Okay, so we'll be able to search it and
Yes.
but maybe not necessarily on BAVN. BAVN is our.
I believe it may be on the Army Corps' website, but I believe it would be public information. And if not, if it's not easily accessible, we can request it.
Very good. Thank you, Noor.
Yeah, just a comment more than a question. I know that, and I know now more than I did a week ago, that of kind of the budget constraints that the Army Corps experiences and some of the delays that not only the City of Los Angeles but other jurisdictions experience in dealing with permit issues with the Army Corps of Engineers, such that where we've got the opportunity to help that along with this MOU, I would support it. So I'll make a motion that we adopt agenda item number 1, seconded by Commissioner Jacinto. Any objection? Without objection, we will adopt agenda item number 1. Any issue sending number 1 forthwith? We will send number 1 forthwith. Thank you, sir. Have a nice
Thank you.
week. Have a nice holiday.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 3, authority for expenditure. Black Knight Financial Services, LLC, Bureau of Engineering and the Office of Accounting, requesting board approval and execution of an authority for expenditure in the amount of $63,000 for data transfer services of pre-sorted Los Angeles County deed information. And Dr. Williams, you have a card on number 3.
Dr. Dr. Tom Williams, Sierra Club Transportation Committee. We're kind of, you might say, I was going through this one, and we have a basic issue, with the Clean Break Committee, and we would like to have this data accessible to the public regarding ownership. And here's
Regarding ownership?
well, it says deeds.
Yes.
So that presumably includes ownership. And here's the issue. Subsurface. Subsurface ownership. One of the largest landowners in the city of Los Angeles is the Archdiocese, because they own huge areas of subsurface property. So there needs to be a little clarification. We'd like to see, in addition to the deeds for the surface property, the subsurface property deeds. They do exist. The county assessor keeps them. So maybe we could get access to the subsurface property deeds from the county of Los Angeles. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Williams. Mr. Yu? Oh, it says Edmund Yu.
Yes, well, he sent me over.
Okay.
Good
Congratulations.
Morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. I'm Veronica Buenrostro with the Bureau of Engineering. And, well, what we're requesting is the approval of this authority for expenditure for Black Knight for $63,000. It's an annual contract. It was originally with the city clerk's office, and when that staff merged in 2011, it was transferred over to us. And basically, the essence is this company helps the city by transferring all the information in a database of all the real estate transactions that occur within the city on a weekly basis. And this data is then downloaded by our staff into our land use planning and management system database, where we review, research, and edit the data to make sure we maintain an accurate record of all the land transactions in the city, as well as the history of deeds recorded on those properties. And it's of a tremendous help to our staff, because we wouldn't have the staff to cope with the volume of work that's been done, and we pay for this on a monthly basis. And it has been the same, actually they're requesting the exact same amount as they did last year, so we didn't have to increase the fees.
Well, that's good, and it is a service that's very valuable to us. And like you said, we do spend, it's roughly $5,000 a month, $5,250 or something like that.
Yes, exactly, $5,250.
All right. Which is a lot cheaper than sending somebody over to search through the records all the time, by a long shot. Any questions on agenda item number 3? Okay, Commissioner Sendel's made a motion that we adopt agenda item number 3. I'll second it. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 3. Any issue sending number 3 forthwith? We will send 3 forthwith. Thank you, ma'am. Dr. Campos, have we cleared the desk this morning?
Mr. President, this takes you back to approval of the minutes.
Oh, and is that all I have left?
Yes.
All right, so give me just a minute. Is there a second to my motion that we approve the meeting minutes from the meeting of Monday, August 14th, 2017? By Commissioners Rivas and Repenning. Any objection? Without objection, we will approve those meeting minutes. Have we now cleared the desk?
Yes, you have.
All right, so Monday is a holiday, everyone. Have a nice Labor Day, warm Labor Day holiday. And we will be back here with our Board of Public Works meeting on Wednesday, which will be September the 6th. We are adjourned. Thank you.